Hello everybody, this is John from the Flippin' Ain't Easy channel. Wanted to make a little quick video to sort of tell you what I've been doing here the last few days, and just to kind of tell you that I do have a slight change of perspective and what I'm going to be doing here moving forward. So without any further ado, let's go. So let me start off by just getting it out of the way, okay? If you look at all of my past videos, I'm sure at least most of them, there's a negative connotation about eBay. And you know what? Rightfully so, because eBay, for lack of a better term, really stinks right now. You know, if you want to know why, you can certainly go back and look at my other videos. But if you're an eBay seller, you probably have your own reason as to why you might feel that way. And you certainly can relate with me if you have some slow sales, slow impressions, and things like that. And my previous videos almost came off, and really they did come off as me complaining and really kind of whining about it, if I'm being honest with you. And that's not who I am, and that's definitely not productive. You know, you guys come onto my channel here and you guys want ideas. You don't want, I mean, some might want to hear a song and dance about how bad their store is. Misery loves company, right? But that's not what this channel is about. This channel is about helping you guys. This channel is about improving our situation and our standing. There's hundreds of thousands of sellers on this platform, and I don't know the exact number, so I'll just throw that number out there. And everyone's trying to get an edge on each other. This is a playing field. eBay is a playing field, and they set the rules. They set the terms of the game. They set their search however they want to set it. And you know, one thing I haven't followed, this advice that was given to me many years ago, and I haven't done a very good job, at least on these videos, to follow that advice. And that advice is, you can't worry about things that you can't control. Now, that's not to say you should just roll over and let it happen and never voice your opinion. Certainly not. You know, you encounter a problem, you reach out to eBay, you take proactive steps to fix whatever that problem is. And on this channel, we'll continue to share whenever we have glitches or issues. And hopefully, I do a better job of conveying that as information and not complaining about it. And so I want to apologize to each and every one of you all that may have felt that I was doing more whining than being informative, because again, that is definitely not what we want to do on this channel. So I spent the last few days really studying things, and you know, the first thought was, how do you improve when you're struggling? And the number one thing I would say to do is study those who are doing well and see what they're doing and possibly try to emulate them. So I checked out a couple stores that had over 100,000 feedback. Now, as my wife reminded me, those stores have employees. It's just me and her right now. So we certainly can't expect to churn out as many items, you know, 10 to 15,000 items in our store. That's just not realistic without hiring personnel. My point with her was that if our business practices aren't where they need to be, we're never going to be able to expand like those businesses have. And see, it's not like businesses on eBay aren't selling and the large businesses out there aren't selling. They might be down. Certainly this economy is a problem for a lot of people. This economy is a problem for a lot of people. And you guys, many of you out there, might be really affected. And now here eBay is, this is your only way to sort of make ends meet. So for me, it's about how can I find the sellers that are actually doing it, and what changes do I need to make to my stores to get on that track, if that makes sense. Especially with Q4, this is the first full week of Q4, and you know, any changes you guys are implementing, It's time. You guys got to get that in order. You should have a game plan and start listing and spend your time listing. That's where you want to spend the majority of your time. Now, I'm assuming that you've already sourced, and right now listing is sort of where it's going to be for the next couple months. So what conclusions did I draw from looking at some of these larger sellers? And I encourage you to do this yourself. And one way to do this is sort of just look for items that you're selling. Do a search for items you're selling, look for solds, and find a seller that has a lot of feedback, and click on their store, click on the solds within their store, just to get an idea of not only how many items that they have in their store, but sort of their volume. Are they selling 20 a day? Are they selling 100 a day of whatever you're selling? And see what kind of seller it is. Is it a seller that sells pretty much everything? Or is it a seller that sells within a niche, and that sort of maybe fits who you are? So it doesn't do any good to try to emulate a yard sale store when you say focus on just clothing. It just doesn't, in my mind, make a lot of sense. Could the practices still work? Certainly, because this is eBay, and eBay deals with a search engine, and eBay deals with a very mysterious search engine that the rules of the game aren't published. We have to sort of figure it out ourselves. And so in looking at these larger sellers, what I have noticed is that they have a mixture, and I think I came across about 3 of these large sellers, and they were doing pretty much the same thing. They have a mixture of good till canceled, and they also have auctions. Now, in my mind, I always thought pretty much auctions have been dying down, and in my experience, that's sort of the case. But if you give a good price, auction or not, the buyer's going to jump on it. And so what they did in these stores is for 30 days, they listed their item, and instead of doing the good till canceled, they have it set up. And InkFrog has this feature, and other listers might have this feature as well, that allow InkFrog to go in and cut off your listing after 30 days so that you're not charged for another insertion fee. And so what they were doing is they were listing their item for 30 days. They had a very competitive price, and if it didn't sell, they would just go right in after the listing ended, and they would relist it as an auction with a very low price, plus the cost of shipping. And so, we're dealing with, if you have a $20 item, maybe they'd have it priced for about $3 or $4 plus shipping. And because it's an auction, if it has demand, people will bid up that price, and quite likely get very close to what they had initially listed it for. That would also help them move their inventory. I'm starting to think, because what I'm seeing with some of these larger stores, that the search engine rewards you for having as few of the dog listings or the slower selling items in your store as possible. And my thought is that it is quite possible that all this time, we all know that a stale listing, something that's been in your store for months, just sort of sitting there, and just every 30 days it's just relisting, and we don't really think about the impact that it has on our store as a whole. And while I think it's very important to make sure your listings are fresh, it's, in my mind, I think that the algorithm may be rewarding those stores that are have a better sell-through rate than others. So before I give you my next tip that I'm doing here, please smash that like button. While you're at it, subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. We come out with about 2 to 3 videos a week, and again, we're here to try to help you succeed with eBay with your selling account. The next thing that I'm doing, and some of you great people out there have put this in the comments before, but it just seems so unnecessary to me. But you've reported that by simply maximizing the number of photos, and for those of you who may or may not know, you're allowed up to 12 photos. Even if it's the same photo, maybe you only have one really good photo, and you're just putting one photo in the listing. Your competitor has 5 photos for the same listing, they are probably going to get a bump, or they're going to be ranked maybe a little bit higher in the search. So why not just make it 12? Someone had mentioned in my comments that, you know, they had 10 photos, they added the extra 2, and they ranked higher. So the goal is to rank higher, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm just putting in my main photo and filling in all the remaining 12 photos so that the search engine can think that I have 12 photos. Now, I don't know if eBay has anything in its algorithm to detect similar or the same photos. That's what I'm doing. And just by implementing the photos, I got to tell you, my sales are up. And now I don't know, in my last video I told you guys that we were talking to eBay and they were doing some things behind the scenes with the programmers. I don't know how much of that has to do with it, because they told me the turnaround time is about 48 hours, and my store has started to improve since Friday evening. I've also been maximizing my photos, so I just don't know which one it is. Am I dumping that store? For now, no. I'm utilizing both of my stores right now. My third store, not so much. I use that mainly right now as my buyer account. One bonus tip, and I think I made a video about this about a month ago or so. Your titles, your first 5 words of your title are crucial. And you know, think about what a customer would type in that search looking for your item. If it's an off-brand, they're not going to type in the off-brand. Chances are they don't know what the model number of the item is. Chances are they're not going to type in certain attributes like lightweight or something of that nature. They're probably going to type in men's large jacket pullover, you know, that type of thing. And that's kind of how you have to make your listing. And then any supplemental information, the brand, the model, the color, that type of thing, is something that you want to put near the back of that title. And that will also help. I'm going through my listings as well, and I thought I did this, but apparently I didn't do it to all my listings, and I'm making those fixes as well. So that's what I have. Again, we're going to be moving forward. We're going to try to be as positive as we can with this channel. We want to make sure that you guys have as much information as you can. I'm not going to overlook the fact that, and I'm not going to give eBay a pass when they make big mistakes. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just not going to harp on it. You know, I'll report it, and we'll talk about what we're going to do moving forward. So with that said, I want to thank you guys for watching this video through the end of the video. And again, hit that like button. I want you guys to have a great week. Let's make some sales, and we'll talk to you guys very soon.